Hello! Well, this is the second video I've done in the last couple of days because the first one I had to take down. I looked gorgeous. I had my red dress on, I was on my best, I was flowing, and and I had 5 unsubscribers. Now, anybody who's creative and gives it themselves, either on the screen, on paper, or wherever, is extremely sensitive. It doesn't take much to knock you down, does it? I mean, I don't know how film stars and actresses, I mean, they do get very depressed because there's lots of rejections and reviews and so forth. It takes a very strong character to sit anywhere and give of yourself, your heart, your mind, your whole self, which I do, and to have someone, or at least 5 people, perhaps more than that, reject you. And it is a rejection. Okay, they're entitled to their opinion, but I go through hell afterwards thinking, what was wrong? I know, I'm working on this. But I think because rejection is one of my problems I've had all my life. Do you know, even one of my spiritual guides told me, you're not here to be liked. And just recently I've been editing my book. I've got several on the go. I've been editing my book about the last 5 years, which is full of very interesting stuff. And I've come across something that my daughter said to me about 2 years ago. She said, I've blocked all your emails to stop being hurt. Now, I still don't know what she meant because I don't intentionally hurt anybody. It's in her head, and I think that there was a spirit that was writing to her and somebody else, causing a lot of trouble. It may not be that, it may be something. She's a psychologist, she's got something in her head, and she's blocked everything, and I didn't know this. For the last couple of years I've been sending her websites and interesting things, and I wonder why there wasn't a reply. And then along comes this Christmas card full of joy and happiness. Hope you're well, I'm thinking of you. 2 people. I don't know, there's something wrong. I can't be bothered. I've had to work really hard at getting rid of this, really hard, because it's doing my head in. So that's happened very recently, and then 5 unsubscribers. I'm still trying to work out why. I mean, obviously people are entitled to their opinions, but I think I'm probably too personal. I think when I touch on the spiritual stuff, all the sexual stuff, they freak out. I don't know what they expect, but the thing is, I'm too real. I'm too myself and too real, and I'm sharing with people I don't know, and I think that's the mistake. I'm sharing with people my very essence, my very self, and it's probably too personal for some people. I don't know. I would welcome some answers, but nobody writes to me anyway. So I'm struggling with this at the moment and thinking, what shall I do? I wasn't going to bother to do any more videos. I thought that's a bit childish. But I did take the last one down, which broke my heart because I thought it was a good one. It was about one of my Christmases was my fiance 50 years ago, which was a little bit, I don't know. And the second story was about Beethoven finding his little house in the woods. So I thought it was a lovely video, but I struggled with it, and I thought, no, if I'm not happy, I've got to take it down. So I'm doing this one now. This is going to be a very brief video, and I'm going to put 2 links on for Christmas and something else that you might find more interesting, more full of life. I don't know. I'm just surmising at the moment, but a little story to perhaps show you how I feel at the moment. In my front room, my lounge, I've got a window this side, and I can look out to the house opposite. And you know how some people go overboard with Christmas decorations? I mean, some of them are horror. They are, what to me, they're gross. You flashing lights and this and that, and Father Christmases and snowmen, As you probably gathered, I'm a very ordinary Christmas person. I don't really have Christmas. I don't believe in all this laughter and fun and games and getting, that's not me. That's up to them. But anyway, this flashing opposite, I thought, what on earth is going on? I could see a lot of stuff happening. It's only just across the road. It's quite close. I really was going to go and have a closer look when it was night time. And I could see this something. It was black, it was red and white, and I thought, it looks like a Father Christmas, but it was on the floor, like flat. It wasn't upright doing things, it was on the floor, and it looked to me like it was every now and then struggling to get up. I know it sounds silly, but I thought, I was having such a laugh over it. I thought it sounded really silly because it was like the wind was getting under our eyes. I think it had blown over, and the wind, and every now and then you'd see this little figure, red and white figure, struggling to get up. And there was something next to it, and they got 3 reindeers all flashing away. You see, people don't, well, the majority of people don't know what Christmas is about, and really it's a pagan festival, isn't it? Where's the Christ in it? Christ Mass. Where is the Christ in Christ Mass? Not there, he's somewhere else, probably in Egypt. And I'm not really laughing at this, but you know, it's like, it's a weird time of year for anyone. It's Saturnalia. It's a Roman Saturnalia midwinter celebration, which is lovely, but it's got mixed up in all the other stuff, so we don't know where we are. Anyway, I'm not having Christmas, I'm not having a tree, I've got no presents to buy, I've got nothing to, I'm totally in my little bubble here of safety, far from the madding crowd, you might say. So this little figure, or whatever it was trying to every now and then get up, and then the family came home late afternoon and I saw they restored everything back to normal, and there were these 2, well, there was a snowman that was, you know what they're like, and this Father Christmas had been put upright. But there was something else flashing. I couldn't quite work out where the flashing was coming from, either his stomach or what it was. And I thought, I must go out there and have a look. They've been restored to their rightful places and they're both having a go at flashing. Which reminds me, when I was at my little cottage, one of my little cottages, the landlord, who was a farmer, he told me a very strange story. He said to me, his granddaughter came rushing in one day. He said, Grandad, Father Christmas is flashing. Well, of course they had it on the roof and those lights were going, and to her Father Christmas was flashing, and Father Christmas across the road was flashing together with the snowman. And I thought, I'm going to have a look and see what it is. Well, I didn't actually go out because I wasn't feeling well enough, and to go out and peer at somebody's house, you know, and of course eventually the lights all went out at bedtime and so forth, so I didn't have a good look. This morning we've had some very, very high winds, some really high winds. I mean, everything's blown about, you know, so one of the rooftop hasn't blown off. It's been very, very high winds, and things are happening you think would stay still, I don't, you know, you go in the back garden, things all over the place. And I looked across at the house and I felt really sad, really, in a way, because people work hard at this sort of stuff, and to them it was the height of the season, you know. I'm going to check the time a minute. So it was their contribution to Christmas. I mean, the electric bill must have been horrendous. So there was these figures and on the floor like a little heap. Snowman, Father Christmas, Raining Day, all mixed up together and lying on the floor in a little heap. I thought, well, I think they're giving up on that, because of course it was very high wind, and these things are, you know, they're floating rubbery things. I don't know what they're made of, but polythene, I suppose. But they just couldn't stand up to the wind. And the reindeer, I thought, well, they've probably never come across the English wind before. So there we go, darlings. There's my very short video. You'll be pleased to know. No, I'm being sarcastic now. Some of you are very kind. I mean, I've had some very nice comments, and I'm sure some of you do appreciate me. It's just because of this rejection, and it is to read your family members blocked your videos to save being heard. Well, that's absolutely madness. I mean, she's 50 something, and this started really about, well, when she was 20, yeah, 30 years ago, and I've struggled and struggled and struggled, and I think I've had to give in. I have given in, but this was like something from the past that I came across, which is even worse. I should have known at the time, and I'm mad at myself really for having sort of, well, papered over the cracks, I suppose, kept things going, and I should have known the truth. I should have done something about it. So I'm mad at myself about that. I'm mad at myself about this video, which I don't really know what's wrong with it. If I was unsubscribed, that's a lot really in one go. And YouTube never put the positive ones on. One day I had 50 new subscribers. They don't put those on, but they can't wait to tell you about the unsubscribers, you know. And I've taken it as a personal thing, and they don't know me. I don't know them. I've said something to upset them, so they're probably judging me, which is a bit of a mess, really, isn't it? So So on that note, I'm going to put 2 links up, which you might find more exciting than me sitting here in this muddly room. Oh, I wish I had a decent, some of the wonderful videos that people make, the graphics are fantastic, aren't they? I'm sitting here and I was a bit like, oh dear. Joshua just said you're sitting in the stable. The simple little stable. You're sitting in the stable, waiting for me. Isn't that lovely? So that's the message for today. We are really basically sitting in our little stables, celebrating life, and if you're a Christian, which a lot of us, that's something else Joshua was talking about, we're meant to be leaving religion, and I agree with that, I really do. But it's like waiting for something to start up, a new life, new earth, whatever it's all about, I don't know, but I know I'm exhausted. Anyway, my darlings, on that, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you'll have an enjoyable Christmas. I'll just be here on my little own. I'll find something to do, no doubt. I've got a Christmas dinner coming, yes! I may get over to the cathedral in Lincoln and see how I feel. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Take care, God bless.